What's up, guys? You guys already know what time it is. This is another episode of the Fight Game,
Yeah.
and it's the 318 recap, UFC 318 recap. That's not all we're going to talk about. First of all, I'm Hashiru. You already know who this is. Uncle Owl,
Uncle Owl.
the brains behind Fight Game.
Hi, family. Yeah, my fight game fans and
Always give him that
family.
respect. Y'all know us. We love this game. And on Saturday was crazy, man.
Bro, crazy, man.
Everybody.
Crazy.
There were a lot of fights, so we're gonna dissect right now. We might just dissect the main event of UFC 318, which was which was the last dance. Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. That was great.
That was a ballet dance.
Before we start, I know everybody loved that fight. That was. What do you think about that fight? How did that fight?
Bro,
Before the fight, what was your expectation going into the fight?
honestly, before the fight, honestly, like, I didn't know who to support because both guys are Max. There's no way I'll allow Max to lose 3 times Poirier.
Yeah.
One, then it's the last dance for Poirier. It's his last fight. So him losing the last fight is something else. So I was like, the best fighter wins.
Yeah.
But I knew Max was going to show something because since Ilias lost, I never saw Max. Nowhere.
That's true because Max is usually away from the guy. He's not the guy that after fights he does. But the crazy thing is going into that fight, it was crazy. The expectations, I like the fact that it was a good swan song for Dustin Poirier. The UFC tried, they went all out.
Yeah.
So going into the fight week, I think Max didn't want to steal the spotlight from him and all.
It's just,
but there was a statement he mentioned.
The sportsmanship about Max is unexplainable, man.
Exactly. That's from the beginning to the end of. There was a statement he made on UFC Embedded that caught my attention. He said, Dustin Poirier stole his debuts and stole his 13 fight win streak, so he's going to steal his retirement. And that's
he said it's a spoiler. Yeah.
And that's what he did.
He did his job.
He stole Dustin Poirier's
no hard feeling.
Retirement.
No hard feeling.
The build up was totally great.
Remember what he said about that the UFC always gives your last fight a tough one, like
UFC loves that.
They love doing that.
The thing is, if it's your last fight, they're going to give you a few good things, but in the end, the UFC doesn't care if you lose. They want you to lose your last fight, so you got
Dana is a motherfucker. So let's talk about the fight. Damn. Do you see Max's tactics, the combination, his footwork? Bro, he was ready for Dustin Poirier.
What I always loved about Max was his combinations. Max was when he was in featherweight, was one of the only fighters that he would get you to the fence, rip you to the body, and then when you go back to get to the head, feeling like okay, he's right there. You miss because his combinations are so good and so fast.
The volume,
in the fight.
Woo.
I think when he went at Dustin, he made sure each time he got Dustin, he made sure that he could at least get a few combinations in, and that was before he even started mixing in the kicks.
Yeah,
we love Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is a dog and he fights with his hands mostly. But then Max made sure he used those kicks. Yeah. What do you think about those kicks in the fight?
Max allowed Dustin to show the dog. Like Max, I was like, Max Holloway, what's up? Bro, I feel he won all the rounds.
Yeah. It does. Although Dustin protested, and I think Dana said something about that. Dana said something in the lines of he thought it was 2-2 going into the last round, but watching it at home, I thought it was 4-1.
Yeah, I could call it 4-1. That was round. He knocked out Max. That was round what?
That was round 2.
2, yeah.
Yeah, but I think mostly it was even the round 3 I gave to Dustin because he came out hungry.
He was connecting. Yeah, his timing
was great. It was getting there.
But Max was still.
But at some point, and then it was a crazy fight because, and I love the way Max handled his composure because when he got rocked, he also rocked. When he rocked Dustin in the first round, that was crazy because everybody thought, even me too, I was like, whoa, don't tell me this fight is going to end early.
And switched.
But then it was Dustin Poirier, so it was the diamond.
Yeah.
He was going to come back. And then when Dustin got him, I was like,
that guillotine. You know, you talked about the guillotine. Dustin has not got that guillotine.
Dustin's never got the guillotine.
When I saw it, I was like, the reaction was like, okay, maybe the last dance we get the guillotine, but nah.
Oh, that was crazy.
Well, because
I think after the fight, Max said, when they asked Max about it, he said what he was thinking about in the moment. He said, he mentioned something along the line. He said something like when he noticed Dustin got the guillotine after the knockdown, in his head he was like, hell no, you're not going to get your son, your finish and your retirement.
Your retirement, if he had got that was...
Oh no, he didn't get it. It was great. And funny enough, for a fight we didn't think to go to the ground much, they spent it was mostly a stand and bang fight.
After round 1 or 2, I knew Poirier would take the fight to the ground, because I was watching the fight. I was like, you were watching the fight now, like from round 3. So from round 3, I knew that Poirier
he put the dog out.
He tried to. Even when he rocked him, where he tried to grapple him and he couldn't. But Max,
I think
honestly, Max outclassed Dustin Poirier in that fight.
Max outclassed him.
Like,
but Dory and Dustin Poirier made sure.
Yeah,
I think that was all he was waiting for. I think that was all he wanted, because what he kept saying was he wanted a dog fight in the end, and that fight was a dog fight. Max was out there.
The last 10 seconds, it seems the news was going to happen.
Yeah, what did you think about that last 10 seconds? The whole fight.
Max. Bro, you see no, bro, don't do that. Don't do that to Max.
I love Max.
I know, because
in that last 10 seconds, I promise. I watched that couple of times, and
he gave 2 shots.
He didn't put he didn't put a guard up once. He didn't block one punch.
Volume
combination. Was out, and then Dustin Poirier was in the scrap. He threw a few, but when he saw, it was like he had to clench it.
It was so heated.
And it was like 3 seconds over. Man, Max is a dog, man. I think it's 3-0 every time he points down. Against Lamas, he pointed down.
Yeah.
Justin, he won. And now Dustin, he won. This man is just putting away people, really. But what do you think? What do you think are his chances now in title contention?
Definitely.
Because that match, he really made a statement.
It has to be Ilya Max Holloway. That's what Ilya Max Holloway too. Because that lightweight right now, who does Ilya on fire? I know. The UFC,
I think
Arman,
the fact Arman and Paddy are still there, even if there are leaks now that Justin Gaethje might fight Paddy, but I think the few contenders you would have. The only thing is, Max, UFC is about moments, and Max doing this, making this fight so clear, definitely puts him in a good place. I feel like he's one call away. He's one injury away happening to somebody, and then he's right up there.
Yeah.
And that would be an incredibly good fight, because Max feels vastly comfortable in
lightweight. Yes.
His power has increased.
But Ilya is
he knocked down
Dustin
Poirier. Of course, Ilya.
Ilya's in lightweight. Ilya is with the belt.
It's the same. Since Ilya is with the belt, and he's also in lightweight.
Yeah.
Now there's a chance of him fighting next if he doesn't fight Oliveira, because him and Oliveira have history.
Yeah.
So, sorry, pardon me.
Yeah.
From the history, he's in line now, because most of the people he has beaten. How many people from the top 5? He has beaten Justin. Dustin was like 6, but he's beaten him. And he's right up there with the contenders. Like that, there are a lot of, and he's a UFC baby. He has Max
and Dustin. That's why that fight. Those two they're both UFC babies, man.
Exactly. So that was crazy. So now I feel like automatically Max is up there. He might not get it next, but he's definitely in the talks for the fight, and that might be a good fight. Everybody has their opinion. We know Ilya Topuria nobody is doubting Ilya again, so nobody is saying, but I believe when they get that second fight, it's going to be a good fight.
The co-main event.
Yeah, we could talk about the co-main event, but the co-main event, that was a banger. I think that was a banger, because it set the mood right for the main event, which was crazy, because a lot of people counted Paulo Costa out. I wouldn't blame them, because he has been on a recent skid.
The juice, man. Yeah.
He's been on a recent skid. People thought But the only thing is, people forgot that the people he's lost to are no normal people. He's lost to, and he has fought everybody.
Yes.
To be honest, Paulo
Yes,
Costa
he's
never
there.
really says no.
Yeah, yeah, it
He's
doesn't
fought
seem like he's there.
everybody
He's
from
there.
Israel, so I think
He's
a lot of
there.
people counted him out, but he actually showed. You know, sometimes it's good when the young gun, the old
The old, they
guns still show who they
they
are.
still got
'Cause
bullets.
he
Yeah,
really showed. I think he outclassed Roman Kopylov in the match.
bro, outclassed.
Kopylov had a good fight. I think he had a good second round when he was trying to adjust, but
Yeah,
Paulo Costa, the thing is, Paulo Costa has been there with deadly opponents, so he wasn't really scared. Once he got the range in it was
yeah,
pretty good.
perfect.
But it was a good fight. I think that was a good fight.
Then the fight bonus, man, bro. I watched that fight 3 times because I enjoyed every part of the fight.
Oh, it was crazy. I think
Victory versus
Brendan Allen.
Brendan Allen.
That was crazy. And it was the build up before that fight that made
Oh.
it even more entertaining because I think they had the brawl and I've forgotten which city, which
Yeah,
country.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, they had a brawl.
They had a brawl.
My eye didn't stay off the screen for 3 rounds. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if you days off, you miss the shots.
The good thing is
They were busy during the fight.
I was pretty sure it was going to last 3 rounds because I know Marvin Vettori is a dog. You're not knocking him out, and Marvin Vettori doesn't really get submissions, and he doesn't knock people out too much. So he wasn't really going to get it on Brendan Allen. But what was guaranteed was fireworks. Most people expected ground game, but they were out there swinging and banging.
Also the ground game. There was enemy. Yeah, swinging and banging. They entertained the fans, man.
Damn, they entertained the fans. And then Kevin Holland versus Dan Rodriguez.
Oh,
I think that was my best fight of the night, to be honest.
Yeah. But that was a dog fight but honestly, I don't know why. I knew Rodriguez would get it. I don't know. I like Kevin Holland.
I really did think Kevin Holland was going to get it and to be honest, if he had just kept the fight on the feet, I feel like he would have gotten it in that last round. Because Dan Rodriguez's chin was gone. If he had just kept it standing, I feel like he would have knocked him out. But
he would have. He was close. He was.
Yeah, but props to Dan Rodriguez because he also got his own chances. So, he made sure he did
3 win streak before that fight. So what do you expect? If the fight is him already?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're true before Kevin Holland.
I know he had to lose. He lost to Machado.
Machado.
But he's been on it here, so that's really good. It's good. I like the fact he's covered in tattoos, head to toe now. It's like you can't see any part of his body.
It looks like he wants to. Yeah.
Well, but I think that's we've got. This is a quick capture, of course. You guys know. And it's great. We really wish. Watch out for like the live streams and all, and the reactions.
Yeah, the reactions. Yeah, you're gonna see the reactions.
You're gonna see it. So,
Last Dance was.
It was a great card. That was the thing, and I think Dana said they'll be coming back to Louisiana a lot. We don't know Louisiana, but
I knew
Louisiana is great.
Dustin.
Exactly.
I knew Louisiana for Dustin.
So now he's got them on the map. So I think that was great talking about. UFC 318.
Yeah.
So now,
so
I think they take the lead.
There's the fight game. We know what to do. All we do is talk of combat sports. And man, UFC 318 was a banger. And there's still a card ahead of us.
Yeah. The next pay-per-view.
I
think that's Chimaev versus Duplessis, right?
Bro.
I promise that card might be just be as interesting as this one we just finished. So let's see how it is.
That's gonna be more interesting, man. Nah, that's not more interesting because those are two newbies, not old hair. Those not OGs. This is two new generation. So, and this new generation, bro, they are dangerous, man. New generation of MMA fighters now. So I'm that Chimaev and Duplessis. What do you think?
To be honest, I got Duplessis.
You got Duplessis?
Yeah. Everybody has Khamzat. So I think the whole world, a lot of people have Khamzat, but I have
But
to
you know,
place him.
I was saying something about Hamzat having health issues, that this might be his last fight.
Mm-hmm.
That he's taking this fight because he's been motivated by his people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, remember what I said about UFC now? If it's the last fight, nigga, you're getting
it might be his last fight
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's
yeah.
having health. It's not something that's probably
complications.
it's normal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
So,
true. That's cool. That's
but
cool.
I want to see Hamzat with that belt.
He's
I see
training.
Hamzat. I see Hamzat.
He's training in Florida, I think, at the Jackson facility. But it's like it's Kamza, man. Kamza ragdolls everybody, but I just have a feeling. You know when you have that single
I
feeling?
understand that feeling.
I have
It's
a feeling that
Duplessis.
Duplessis gets this
Bro, Duplessis,
done.
his style of fight, man. Duplessis style of fight, like, describe this Duplessis.
There is
As a
no
fighter.
description to his
Like,
style of fight.
okay,
He's
that's
just
all.
there from beginning to the
He's
end.
like, yeah, that's so.
I mean, he strikes. You can't plan for a Duplessis right hook because
Then
when you think he's throwing a right hook, he
he's
just
going
goes
down,
bang,
bam,
bang, bang.
bam, bam. Then the next thing he's going down. Then he's going down. Duplessis is confused.
Like we are certain, Hamzat is going to come all out there trying to get Duplessis down
Yeah.
in the first early rounds and trying to make him down. But we're also certain Duplessis has been there before, so like he scrambles. That's no problem for him.
But he has not scrambled. He has not met someone.
He scrambled.
Like Hamzat. I mean, Hamzat is a grappler, you know. Normally, you know what to expect in that fight. There will be stand-up, but there will be more of grapple too.
Of course. Exactly. I feel like they'll grapple a lot. In fact, I feel like the first 2 rounds will be a lot of grappling. But then later in the later rounds, they would have to swing bang. I feel like that's where Duplessis is gonna get the edge.
Yeah, I can imagine how Duplessis his camp is right now, because I'm definitely sure he's gonna work on his takedown defense. Because Hamzat, if you sleep with Hamzat when he's you on the ground,
no, of course you have to work. Of course you have to work on your takedown. There's no way you fight Hamzat,
bro. I'll not say finish. It's embarrassed. Like,
yeah,
you see a skilled UFC fighter, and Hamzat will just when you like.
But think about it like this: Usman was able to handle Hamzat in the early round.
Usman is a bro. I swear to God, I still feel like Usman is underrated. But Usman is a top Hall of Famer in the UFC.
Of course,
his losses are not losses if you watch them.
Of course,
even with Hamzat.
That's my point exactly.
That's
he was able to withstand Hannah. So
if it was a 5-round fight, Usman got that fight, because that round 3, the way Hamzat was swinging, the gas is off. Yeah. But he's got dog in him.
Yeah, but now the thing is, this is a 5-round fight with someone with the same abilities as, I won't say the same abilities as Usman, but almost similar abilities, maybe younger. So there's a chance this fight is going to, of course it's going to be a banger, but
it could be a banger. So
I have my money on Drukras. I think Drukras is going to get it done. DDP. I used to not
knockout.
I don't know. I don't even think Hamzat would last 5 rounds, but I don't know if it's going to be a TKO or submission.
Submit Hamzat. Yeah, it's possible, but I can't imagine seeing that. Yeah, I know, it's possible. Hamzat.
No, exactly. So does that mean? So I think maybe
that's gonna be crazy, man.
We might see a KO.
Yeah, we can see a KO. Yeah, we might see a KO.
It might be just be a decision.
I've not seen any of that from Hamzat. I've never seen Hamzat sleeping before. Like, seeing that, like, whoa.
We had never seen Usman sleep before
until
Leon Edwards got him a good nap, a good 20-minute nap.
That's okay, because I felt hurt that day. I don't talk about that because it still that's the most unfair enemy fight I've watched before in my life. Honestly, that's the most unfair fight.
It's totally
that's the most unfair fight. So let's talk about that.
Okay, it's good. We won't talk about it.